Are you waking up exhausted even after a full night's sleep? Has your drive, in every sense of the word, faded over the years? And do you sometimes wonder if you've simply passed your peak? I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a board-certified urologist. For 20 plus years, I've helped men over 50 reignite their energy, restore their performance, and reclaim restful, rejuvenating sleep. If you find this helpful, join our community by subscribing so you never miss videos designed for men like you. Because tonight I want to show you just one overlooked vitamin, one that could be the key to better sleep, stronger performance, and lasting vitality, especially if you're over 60. And what this vitamin does inside your body while you sleep just might surprise you. But here's what most men don't realize. That deep exhaustion you feel in the morning, that slow, dragging sense of, I just didn't rest, it isn't just age. It's not just life catching up with you. In fact, what's happening inside your body at night may be one of the most overlooked causes of fading masculinity, low energy, and lost intimacy after 60. You see, during your younger years, your body used nighttime as a powerful repair cycle. Testosterone production would peak in the early morning, melatonin would regulate your circadian rhythm, and you'd wake up refreshed, mind sharp, body ready. But as the decades pass, something subtle starts to shift. Your hormonal rhythm begins to break down. The very hormones responsible for your strength, stamina, and even mood begin to flatline while you sleep. Men over 60 experience a sharper dip in testosterone between midnight and dawn than any other age group. And when testosterone crashes at night, everything suffers. You wake up groggy instead of energized. You feel mentally foggy instead of clear. And your drive, both mentally and physically, just isn't there. But that's not all. What many of my patients don't know is that melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep, also becomes less efficient with age. Your brain simply doesn't convert it as well. So even when you sleep, your body isn't entering the same deep restorative stages it once did. It's like your engine's idling all night long, but never really revving up for the day. And here's where it connects to something most men never think about: intimacy. Because testosterone isn't just about muscles and mood, it's directly tied to your performance, your confidence, and your sense of masculine vitality. And if your body can't replenish that hormone overnight, you start each morning at a disadvantage, physically and emotionally. Now, most men blame themselves. They say, maybe I'm just getting older, or maybe I've lost my edge. But what they're really experiencing is a silent nighttime crisis that's stealing their energy before the day even begins. But that's only the start, because the one vitamin most men are low in, it plays a critical role in this very nighttime process. But here's the mistake most seniors make. They assume that vitamins are something you take just because, or that deficiencies only cause vague problems like low immunity or joint stiffness. But the truth is far more direct and far more surprising. Because there is one nutrient, one that I see nearly every man over 60 deficient in, that quietly controls your sleep cycle, your energy levels, and even the strength of your testosterone response, and that nutrient is vitamin D3. Most men think of vitamin D3 as the sunshine vitamin, something you take for bone health or winter mood. But in your 60s, D3 becomes something much more important. It becomes a hormonal regulator, a sleep stabilizer, a biochemical spark plug that helps your body perform the way it was designed to. And without it, the systems you rely on, your sleep, your stamina, your morning drive, begin to fail in ways you can feel but can't always explain. Here's what most people don't know. Vitamin D3 plays a direct role in melatonin regulation. Your brain uses D3 as part of the signaling process that tells your body it's time to sleep, it's time to restore, it's time to repair. When levels are low, your melatonin rhythm becomes erratic. Maybe you fall asleep, but you don't stay asleep. Or you sleep, but you never hit the deep restorative stages your hormones depend on. And it doesn't stop there. Testosterone receptors, the biochemical locks that allow your testosterone to actually work, are directly supported by healthy D3 levels. So even if your body is producing testosterone, it may not be using it efficiently. That means your energy, your muscle strength, your performance, and even your confidence can drop, simply because one vitamin is too low. Studies on men over 60 consistently show the same pattern. Low vitamin D3 equals poor sleep efficiency, reduced morning alertness, weaker libido, and lower overall vitality. Many of my patients come in saying, "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore." And their D3 levels are some of the lowest numbers I see. And the truth is, modern life drains this vitamin faster than ever. We spend more time indoors. We drive instead of walk. We protect our skin, which is important. But it also means we're getting less natural D3 than the male body expects. Over the years, that slow decline adds up. By 60 or 70, many men are running on empty, but timing matters, because when you take it, can completely change what it does in your body. Now here's where most men go wrong. They take their vitamins in the morning, with breakfast, with coffee, sometimes even on an empty stomach, and then wonder why they're not feeling a difference. And for certain supplements, that's fine. But when it comes to vitamin D3, timing is everything, especially after 60, when your body's internal rhythm, the natural ebb and flow of hormones that control your sleep, energy, and testosterone, starts to break down. You see, your circadian rhythm is more than a sleep schedule. It's your body's internal repair clock. And when that clock slips out of sync, everything else suffers. That's where nighttime D3 becomes a game changer. Taking D3 in the evening helps recalibrate that rhythm. It tells your body, hey, night is here, it's time to restore. It doesn't just help you fall asleep faster. It helps your body get back into a real rhythm, one where deep REM sleep returns, and with it, the morning energy and testosterone surge you haven't felt in years. When your REM sleep improves, everything improves. That's when your brain clears fog. That's when growth hormone is released. And that's when testosterone, and your most vital masculine hormone, begins to rebuild. D3 at night acts as the conductor for that orchestra. And when paired with other sleep-supporting nutrients like magnesium glycinate and low-dose melatonin, the effect becomes even more powerful. Magnesium calms the nervous system, melatonin cues the sleep cycle, and D3 stabilizes the entire process, making sure your body doesn't just rest, but repairs. I remember a patient, and let's call him David, 64 years old, and who came into my clinic exhausted. He was retired, but more tired than ever. He said, "Doc, I nap during the day and still wake up like I never slept." His labs showed low D3, borderline testosterone, poor sleep hormone conversion. We made one simple change, D3 in the evening along with magnesium. Within weeks, his sleep deepened, his energy returned, and for the first time in years, he started waking up clear-headed with that quiet, confident spark back in his voice. Most men never hear this. They keep taking their D3 in the morning and wondering why they still feel off. But at night, that's when it works with your body, not against it. But how much should you take? And should you combine it with anything else? Let's talk straight. Because after 60, your body isn't the same as it was at 30 or even 50. Your gut absorbs nutrients differently. Your liver processes them more slowly. And your hormonal system is more sensitive to subtle shifts, which means getting your vitamin strategy right isn't just helpful. It's essential, especially when it comes to vitamin D3. So how much should you really be taking? For most men between 60 and 75, the sweet spot lands between 1,000 to 2,000 IUs of vitamin D3 daily. I always tell my patients to talk to their doctor and get blood levels tested first, because individualized dosing matters. But as a baseline, that's the range where we see noticeable improvements in sleep, energy, and testosterone regulation without crossing into excess. Now, not all D3 is created equal. You want the cholecalciferol form, that's the biologically active version your body uses best. And ideally, it should come in an oil-based soft gel, because D3 is fat-soluble, which means it's absorbed far more effectively when taken with a bit of dietary fat. Skip the dry tablets. They just don't work the same way. But here's where the real magic happens, the stack. Because D3 on its own is good, but D3 with magnesium, glycinate, and zinc, that's where sleep deepens, hormones balance, and recovery kicks in. Magnesium helps calm the nervous system and supports melatonin synthesis. Zinc is crucial for testosterone maintenance. Together, these three form what I call the nighttime trifecta, a simple, natural way to support your body's repair cycle while you sleep. Just be careful with what you avoid. Too many over-the-counter blends are stuffed with calcium, which can interfere with magnesium and even cause sleep disturbances in older men. Also steer clear of synthetic additives or megadose blends that promise the moon. Your body doesn't need extremes. It needs balance, quality, and timing. And timing matters more than you think. The ideal window to take your D3 stack is 1 to 2 hours before bed. That gives your body time to absorb and activate the nutrients before the deeper sleep phases kick in. Most men never hear this from their primary doctor. They're handed a multivitamin and sent on their way. But your body deserves better. And once you give it the right support at the right time, things can change. But here's the good news. Even if you've felt drained for years, change is possible. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even into their 80s, walk into my office with the same quiet look in their eyes. It's not just fatigue, it's disappointment. A kind of worn-down frustration that says, I used to have more. Where did it go? They tell me, Doc, I feel like half the man I used to be. And I hear that not with judgment, but with deep understanding, because I know what they're really saying. They're not just tired, they're worried. They're wondering if this is just how it ends, if the best of them is behind them. But here's what I always tell them, and what I'm telling you now. You are not broken. Your body isn't betraying you. It's communicating with you. Those early wake-ups, the scattered sleep, the lack of drive, that slow, heavy start to your mornings, they're not signs of weakness. They're signals. They're your body's way of saying, I need something. Help me reset. And here's the most powerful part. When you listen, when you give your body the right support at the right time, it responds. I've watched men go from restless, drained, and checked out to energized, focused, and deeply grounded, not by chasing some extreme treatment, not by injecting or overloading, but by starting small with a single shift, one missing piece reintroduced, like vitamin D3 at night. Suddenly, they're sleeping deeper, waking up without that dull fog, not just functioning, but feeling again. That quiet confidence returns, that spark in the eye that says, I'm back, and I want you to know, it's not too late for that. You're not too old, you're not too far gone. I've seen men at 59, 69, even 79 hit a turning point, not because they did everything perfectly, but because they did one thing consistently. They started. They said yes to their body instead of ignoring it. And with time, their body said yes right back. So if you felt stuck, if the man in the mirror feels a little faded, let this be your moment. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it can start tonight. And sometimes it starts with just one small step, like one small vitamin. If you found this valuable, I want to personally invite you to join our community by subscribing, so you never miss future guidance designed for men like you. We're building a space where your questions are heard, your health matters, and your strength at every stage of life is respected. Because you deserve more than just getting by. You deserve to wake up with energy in your body, clarity in your mind, and calm confidence in your spirit. You deserve real, deep, restorative sleep that fuels your day, your mood, and your connection to the people you care about. So take care of your health, and because you are worth it. And remember that overlooked vitamin we talked about at the beginning? It's not magic, it's not hype, it's just nature all finally working with your body, not against it. Don't ignore the signals. Don't wait to feel like yourself again. You've got more in you, and we're here to help you get it back.